Hello and welcome back to Tales of Lumin. My name is obviously still Lumin, and right now I'm thinking I need to work on that intro. I mean, I don't want to work on the intro right now, I'm just thinking that I need to change something with the intro because it doesn't sound so good. Anyway, this right here is my licorice tea, or at least what's left of it. There's like one sip left. Okay, maybe 2 sips. I should have saved that so I could actually drink something while I was talking here. And today we're going to be talking about ShadowPlay, but before we do that, I want to show you guys what we've done in our office. That right there is Helene's new monstrosity of a desk. I guess it's actually called a workbench instead of a desk. Her desk used to be in that very same spot, and we moved it out because she didn't want to sit down anymore. So now she can actually stand in front of her PC and do whatever she wants to do. I'm going to get her to play Hearthstone against me soon. That's going to happen. And because she's such a short lady, her arms actually fit at the exact right height. And the reason she doesn't want to sit for extended periods of time is because her arthritis makes it a little uncomfortable. She recently had tendinitis as well, and was also very unpleasant. So if she sits for too long, it gets stiff, it gets sore, whatever. Stand-in is better. And that workbench is beautiful. I like it. It really makes this office look a whole lot better. Anyway, on to ShadowPlay. I wanted to keep these episodes at least semi-short, which is going to be difficult for me because I like talking. I like talking a whole lot. But ShadowPlay is a new feature, I guess, that came with GeForce Experience version 1.7. And I made a little note here to make sure I get the technical stuff right. It's a game capture tool, that's what they call it, that allows you to both record and apparently soon stream your gameplay footage with minimal performance loss. Unlike Fraps, which absolutely destroys your PC when you activate it. It does that, take it from me, who still uses Fraps to this day. ShadowPlay is going to be free, as with GeForce Experience, which I suppose in itself is actually a pretty handy or nifty program. You can use it to optimize your games, to automatically download your drivers, stuff like that. Stuff like that, but now that ShadowPlay is in there, it is just a whole lot more attractive looking. But ShadowPlay uses the H.264 encoder that's built into GeForce GTX 600 and 700 series cards, and it takes that and allows you to harness the power within your graphics card to make it a video capture card of sorts. Slash PVR. It's weird. It's weird, but somehow it just works. So this allows you to record gameplay footage with such a tiny performance loss that you would probably not even realize it, and it automatically encodes it into this H.264 codec or type of video, into an MP4 basically. I can give you a quick example of the, I suppose we could call it quality differences between ShadowPlay and Fraps, which is my tool of choice at the moment. I use Fraps right now. I'm not using ShadowPlay yet, and I'll tell you in just a bit why I'm not using it yet. There are a few things that I think it lacks. We'll get to that. But get this. About a minute, it's 55 seconds of ShadowPlay footage of The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. That ends up being, and now this is at 1080p and 60 FPS. Okay, 60 FPS. Technically it's 62 FPS, but I'll get to that as well. 1080p, 60 FPS. It ends up being 300 megs on the dot. 300 megs. Now, for Fraps. And we'll talk about the bitrate right after this, because the bitrate is, I suppose, why there's that big difference. Fraps records raw. The ShadowPlay footage is already encoded. It's fine. I can dig it. Fraps is 1080p, 30 FPS. That's half the FPS. And 300 megs. You want to take a guess quickly how many seconds you get to fit into 300 megs? Take a guess. I'll have my last sip of tea while you do so. Four seconds. 4 seconds of gameplay footage. 300 megs. Same size as the other one that's 55 seconds. Now the difference comes in because the footage that you record with ShadowPlay at its highest setting is 54,000 bitrate, whereas the bitrate on the Fraps footage is 750,000, so it's more than 10 times as much. Pretty crazy, I guess, but at the same time, it's unnecessary. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and if I open this, it actually closes the background music I had going, but if I open this, then I look at this footage and think to myself, this looks exactly like Fraps. It actually looks better because it's at 60 FPS and it's a whole lot smoother, but I can't really see that much of a difference between these two. I mean, they look pretty much the same. Yet, there's such a huge difference. So that alone, in my honest opinion, is something that I really like about ShadowPlay. Now, there's absolutely no way for me to find the background music that I had on. Maybe I can. Maybe you guys can just sit here and wait for me to browse through my music folder to open the Mass Effect folder and put the credits song on again. Because I like it. It's a nice song. But that right there is one of my favorite features. My favorite reasons to use something like ShadowPlay. But now, this H.264 encoder that's built into these graphics cards, like mine for instance, it is actually, or was initially intended for use with a Shield. That's the handheld device from NVIDIA. The little goody McGadget that streams the games from your PC to itself. And it uses that chip to do the streaming. Now, I'm not sure if they afterwards realized the potential that they had built into these cards, or if this was perhaps their plan all along. But either way, it's great. Now, there are a few issues I have with it, and before I get to those, I want to get to them like right the heck now, but I want to just tell you guys what you've got in terms of options. So when you open ShadowPlay up here, then you can first just flip the switch that turns it on. Then you can change the mode, which allows you 3 options: manual, shadow, and then shadow and manual, which is, well, they're all pretty self-explanatory. Shadow mode is the background recording mode that will run constantly. And whenever you feel like just saving the footage of, say, the last 10 to 20 minutes, or actually 1 to 20 minutes, then you can just do so with the press of a button. So you just got an amazing kill in whichever game it was you were playing. You just pulled a sick move off in Hearthstone. You can press F11 and it'll save the last 10 minutes of your gameplay footage and you'll have it. You'll have it there, ready and waiting. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Then you can set the shadow time, which just allows you to modify how much you would like it to cache in the background. Currently, for some reason, I can only change or choose between 1 minute and 10 minutes. So anywhere between 1 and 10 minutes. They said that you should be able to do up to 20 minutes. And I guess that is, again, something that they could still be working on or whatever. Who knows? You can set the quality between low, medium, and high, which I found a little bit shocking. I mean, this is NVIDIA. These guys make top-of-the-range, insanely powerful beasts of graphics cards on a monthly basis, yet they give you low, medium, and high, with no mention as to what's in any of those settings. No. Then finally, there's the audio options where you can just record in-game footage or mute it entirely. And at the top of this little ShadowPlay window, you can see it says here 1080p at 60 FPS using H.264. Can't change that yet. That is my one gripe with this program at the moment, that you can't change anything you really want to change. I want to set the shadow time a bit higher. I want to set the quality even higher. I want to change the 60 FPS to 30 FPS. I want to be able to record at 720p if I can, if that's possible. You know, if I want to record at 720p, I want to be able to do it with ShadowPlay. I won't have to use Fraps for that. Because I'm guessing that if you have your resolution in your game set to 720p and you record with this, it's probably going to still end up recording at 1080p, so it's going to like upscale it or something. I only say that because I read about some people using different resolutions, like 1920 by 1200, and then they get a squished up video. That sucks a little bit, so it would be great if they could add options for that. Then they need to add support for all the different game engines or types out there, because I heard that Minecraft can't actually be recorded using ShadowPlay just yet. That's kind of sad, seeing there are a lot of Minecraft Let's Players out there. They need to do that. They need to add a whole lot of other settings here, because the more the merrier. They need to let you change it to 30 FPS. And one super, super cool thing that they could add that I think is, well, it's not top priority, but it would be huge for them. Seeing that this program is already free, you can just download it whenever you want if you've got those NVIDIA cards. They need to add the option to use an external input of sorts. So they should let people plug their mic in, be it a USB mic or a headset mic or whatever, and have that record at the very same time as the gameplay footage, all in one. Why the heck not? That would make it so easy for Let's Players, it would be disgusting. Now, someone like me wouldn't really use something like that, but for someone just getting into it, why the heck not? That would be great. You could press that button, say F11, that's my go-to key, then you do your commentary, you play your game, press it again to stop the recording, take that video, upload it. Because it's already been encoded in whichever quality setting you choose. It's already got your commentary over it, and it's done. Straight up. Just like that. That would be huge. That would make this by far the best program of its type out there. I'm hoping that NVIDIA see this potential and grab it. They need to do it. They need to. So at this point in time, I'm not using ShadowPlay. I have messed around with it a little bit. It's crashed my PC once or twice. I've encountered a couple of bugs. It's definitely not perfect. It needs a lot of work, but it only released on the 28th of October. Like a week ago or whatever. They haven't even had time to update it yet. So in my honest opinion, I think that it's going to be amazing when it's done. When it launches for real, when it's out of beta, it is going to be something to see. And definitely something to use. If you couple that with the fact that Twitch TV streaming is coming, it's just great. I mean, if they can make it all just super, super easy, that you can, like, at the press of a button, start streaming to Twitch. Just imagine. Imagine how popular it would be. And if they add all these other features I was talking about, like all the customization options, the option to add that commentary over your footage, kind of automatically, have it save it together automatically, just imagine how much publicity this would get, how many people would use it, how many people would say to their friends, listen here, you should do commentary too. There's an easy way. Get ShadowPlay. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say about ShadowPlay. I like it. I really, really like it. I think it's going to be super cool once it's done. I do, however, think they need to work on it a little bit, but the potential is there. The potential for greatness. So you guys better let me know what you think about ShadowPlay. What would you like to see them add? Did I pretty much cover everything? I'm guessing a lot of you would say, I would like them to add support for ATI cards. I think you're out of luck. I do, however, think that ATI could potentially come up with something of their own at some point, but whatever. Let me know what you think still needs to change or needs to be added to ShadowPlay if you've tried it out. If you haven't, I'll put a couple of links below. You can read about it on the official NVIDIA blog posts, and then let me know what you think. Most importantly, though, happy recording your gameplay footage with ease. You can obviously also check back here tomorrow for another Tales of Lumin episode, because why the heck not? Happy that.